sold, but then a new editor does a recut and a film gets sold to a big studio. That's what you had given as an answer as to what do you think are the most important elements of a good film. Do you still stand by that? And where's the direction now of how you feel about what makes, what are the important elements of a good film?
Yeah, I can't stress enough how much an editor kind of makes a difference. And I know it's kind of like an ever-changing kind of landscape, because what, for example, an editor could do 5 years ago versus what they could do now, it keeps getting more and more. But I've seen firsthand films where the first cut, they've gone in there, it hasn't sold. And these are studio films where the studios, either picked up the option on it after it's been recut. But basically, there's films out there that the first editor's done a cut on it, hasn't tested well, looks like it's just going to be, left on the cutting room floor, or kind of like a straight to VOD kind of release. And then another editor's come in and they've tweaked it, and then all of a sudden it's up for all these awards, and it's like a top rating film. And the point I'm making with that is, I mean, the filmmaker out there that's kind of stressing about things, and sometimes the actor as well, you got to remember that the editor's your friend. And one of the best pieces of advice I ever got at acting school, which is not meant to be this advice. I went to this school called NIDA, and alumni is, Kate Blanchett and Mel Gibson, and, the list is quite honorable. And through the time there, a lot of the time they were like, you have to be really good to be in TV, and you have to always be learning your lines and always hit your marks, and really stressing you. And one day I had this teacher, and he came in and he'd worked with Spielberg. And he said, listen, guys, when you do a studio film, you kind of have to be good together. Like, you can't just kind of turn up and, hope for the best. But he said that there's going to be days where they're rushed themselves, that they don't have enough time to let you do 4 or 5 takes to get in the motion, or they need to do 25 different shots on the one scene, and you're going to get, quick coverage. But he said, they make you look so good. If for example, the scene is you have to cry and you just can't do it on set, guess what? The editor will cut to the other person in there, and they'll put, some emotive music on top, and then they'll cut to a different angle, and they can work around it. And the point there I'm making is that if you're a filmmaker, or if you're, wondering, like, how much emphasis does the editor have? The editor is the one there that makes you look good, cleans up the problem, and is the one that you should really invest in building a relationship with, because what they can do is just phenomenal. It's that phenomenal right now.